Cool. Hello again. Thank you for the attendance. Check in and let's begin our mentor session. We are going to do a quick exercise. I want you to think about a website, app, uh, maybe Gmail inbox, your feed on X or Amazon. Ask yourself, what is one chunk of the user interface that you see repeating over and over again? Basically, if you were the engineer building this application, what is something you would want to build just once and reuse it everywhere? Okay. So in the chat, yes, YouTube video thumbnail. I agree. Maybe email rows, product cards, side navigation menu. Look at things like the navigation bar at the top of a web page, single tweet card on X, YouTube video thumbnail, a product listing on a commerce site like Amazon. These aren't built from scratch. Every single time you see them, they are built once and reuse it. Okay. Uh, what we are doing right now is called component thinking. We are looking at a massive, complex website, breaking it down into small, reusable Lego blocks. Yes, button design, and there are many buttons on the web page. I agree. So this is the exact foundation we need to master React. Okay. Now that we are all thinking in components, the next question is how do we actually get these components onto the user screen? If you have ever built a basic HTML website, just write h1 paragraph tag directly in index HTML file. React works a bit differently. In a standard React project, the very first file that executes is usually the main JSX under the src folder. Let's look at the code in the right. We use a function called createRoot. This reach out our index.html and grab a single empty div that has an ID of root. Okay. It is basically telling React, hey, I want you to set up your headquarters right here. So we have that root targeted. We call the method render function dot render. It takes our entire application, React application, here, the app component, and inject it directly into that empty div on the page. Finally, we see the strict mode. Okay, the strict mode tag wrapping our application component. It is strictly a development tool. It is intensely double render our application behind the scene. So you ever see a double console logs, that's strict mode. The why for that, it runs our code twice to help us find the hidden bugs. This will happen in the finished website? Absolutely not. It will automatically turns itself off when we publish the final website. So The strict mode or wrapping is for development purpose. Okay, so what exactly the app component is? I want you to remember a component is just JavaScript function that return a user interface. A component is just JavaScript function that returns user interface, and that's it. Take a look at the code on the right. We declare a standard JavaScript function called to-do list. And instead of returning a number, a string or a string, it returns what's look like HTML, which we call JSX. Because React has to manage all these functions, there are golden rules we must follow when we write the component. Rule number one, the name must start with a capital letter. We can notice the capital T in to-do list. This is how React tells the difference between standard HTML tag like lowercase unordered list UL and our component to-do list. So if we name it to-do list in lowercase, this will break. There is no to-do list HTML tag. Second rule, we must return a single root element. Notice that the list item, li tags, are wrapped in the ULs inside the parent UL. We can't return two sublinks elements side by side without a wrapper. If we do, we don't. If we need to have two sublinks, we have to wrap them in an extra div or a fragment. Finally, rule number 3, our component should be what we call a pure function. This is mean it shouldn't have a side effect inside the main body. It shouldn't secretly change other data in the application or do things behind our back. We give it inputs and it uses that to draw a piece of the user interface. For people who just join us, please kindly write down your full name so I can take note for your attendance. Thank you. While I'm going through the slides, feel free to jump in if anything seems difficult, not clear. I suppose this is obvious for me, and I will be more than happy to explain and return back. Okay. So let's look at how individual components work together. React component nest inside each other to form what we call a component tree, like a tree, a HTML tree. At the very top of the diagram, we have the app component. This is the ultimate parent, okay? Inside the app, we render two child components, to-do for and to-do list. Inside of that to-do list, we might render 3 separate to-do list items. So the major rules to how this tree operates. Let's break it down. We have first parents pass down to children. So parents up pass data down to children, to to-do list, and to-do list pass data to to-do list item. Second, the data flows in exactly one direction. So a parent can pass data down to the child, but the child doesn't pass it sideways to its sibling. If a to-do list item needs to change something, it has to notify the parent to-do list, and the parent updates the tree. This one-way flow makes debugging incredibly predictable. The third rule, separation of concern. The to-do form doesn't care how the to-do list renders. Each component is completely isolated and separated from the other component. So every component is responsible for its own piece in the user interface. This tree structure is the core mental model we will use through our entire React journey. Keep it in mind, and this is crucial for building a React application. You should picture this tree in your head. Okay.
Can I ask the question, sir?
Yes.
Can you come back to the previous slide, please?
Okay.
Because as far as I understood during these 2 weeks, that app.jsx file, it's just a collective file. It just collects all those components that we built it before. But can it be like that, let's say, if it happens in a real coding, that let's say to-do list is imported into to-do form, but is not imported into app.jsx, and only to-do form is imported into app. Can it be like that? Like files like that. So some of the components, they import other components, but they are not imported into app.jsx. And that smaller component, it uses the other component as the imported file, but that first one is not imported into app.jsx. Can it be like that? The tree like that? Or all
Well,
components are all components should be exactly imported into app.jsx file.
okay, a great question, Annette. For me, if I understand the question, it is basically we import as we need. We don't need to import every component in the parent app. Uh, Here we have the to-do list. It has imports of the to-do list items to call them, okay? But if the parent doesn't need to have imports for the to-do list item if we haven't a logic for them. We might call the to-do list. Keep in mind, we have one rule. So we have parent and we have one direction. We have somehow a link from parent to child, and this link should always remain. So if this rule breaks, if you may I put some logic to use a to-do list item in the to-do form, and then we haven't any logic to import them, it's weird. We have we cannot mix the imports one from the other. We have to follow the rule, the hierarchy. Okay. So it is not about we should import all the component in the parent, but we import what we need, and when we call the child component, it has all the imports needed to work properly. And as we go further, there are methods like we do props and imports and the children. There are slight different. Um, we have props that are immutate. We can not once declared. We cannot modify the props, and the children data that the component can handle. So it does make sense.
Yes, sure, I understood. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, okay. I'm happy that you figure this out. So I have to highlight the three rules: parent, pass data down to children, the separation of concern. Each component has a unique goal, and it doesn't has to do with the other component. To-do form is independent from the to-do list. They didn't have any interconnection. If not, we have to figure another component, a third component to make the gap. Okay, and the one direction. We have only the parent and the child. Parent can pass data down to the child and not the siblings. To-do list cannot communicate with to-do form. It should pass up the data to the app parent, and app will handle the to update the tree. So thank you for the question. What is JSX? JSX stands for JavaScript XML. It is a special syntax extension that lets we write what look exactly like HTML alongside our JavaScript logic. Take a look at the code block. We have defined a constant called title. But how do we get that string into the h1 tag? We define a title, my to-dos. So if you look closely to h1 and the p tag, you will see curly braces. Whenever we are inside the HTML looking part of the code, opening curly braces, pause the markup, and let us escape back into regular JavaScript. Inside those braces, we can put any valid JavaScript expression. Okay, so we can put a variable like title. We can put a row number like 3. We have 3 to-dos. We can even put math like 2 + 1, or call a function. Now it's crucial to understand that JSX is not HTML. Our web browser has absolutely no idea what to do with the JSX file. Under the hood, the syntax gets compiled down into repetitive JavaScript function called ReactDOM function. And don't worry about that. Our building tool, Vite, handle all that heavy lifting automatically. There are few syntax quirks we need to memorize. If we know these, we will get some very confusing error. So let's look at this table. First, the big one, class, becomes class name. The why, because class is already a reserved keyword in JavaScript. So React uses class name to apply CSS classes instead. Similarly, if you are building a form and you use a label tag, a label with a for attribute, we have to use HTML4 instead because the for is reserved for JavaScript for loops. Next, the self-closing tags. We can in HTML, regular HTML, leave an image tag or a line break BR without close, open. For React, every single tag must be closed. If it doesn't have a closing tag like BR or image, we must put a forward slash in it. This forward slash. Okay. So the inline styles in HTML, styles are just string inside codes. In React, because it is JavaScript, we pass an actual object. That's why we see double curly braces, the outer open portal to JavaScript, and the inner braces represent the JavaScript object. Notice that the CSS properties also switch to camel case. So background color, background Dutch color in CSS would become background color in one word, camel case. A component can return only one root element. If we have an H1 and a P tag and a paragraph next to each other, we have to wrap them in a fragment or a div. Well, any question?
I have a question, sir.
Yes.
I'm looking at the home assignment that is connected with the exercises from Code the Dream. And
Yeah.
there is the line use JavaScript's dot to sorted to return a new array ordered from most favorite rank 1 to least favorite. So I
Yes.
wanted to ask you, where should I put this functionality with to sorted method? After return or before return? So I just can't understand where I should place this code, part of code.
Two-sorted method, it is a function which returns a new array. So we will create a new array with two sort, a sorted one, and we have to think about that new array. If we need to do some logic on it, and we have to do math or conditions, we might use the logic, this method before the return. But in our case, we want to return an object. So we will, in our second, in our hands-on, I will try to go on this example with you, uh, we will see this in action if you want. Okay?
Okay, sure. Thank you.
So, with pleasure. But the idea is you think of the return, what you ask yourself, if I need it in the UI, in the user interface or not. If it is about the logic I need to do, the math I need to carry on before what we return, or it is essential for the component to render. Okay, this is the basic idea. Let's move on to the conditional rendering. what if our user interface want to change based on what's happening, like an error message if if something breaks. So since we can't use the traditional if-else statement directly in our JSX layout, React relies on two common JavaScript patterns for conditional rendering. The first one is the ternary operator. You use this when we have to toggle between two distinct things. This ternary operator in the left. The syntax is simple, condition followed by a question mark. What to show is if this condition is true, colon, and what to show if it is false. For this example on the left, if is loading is true, we render a loading paragraph. Otherwise, we render the to-do list component. The second pattern is the logical AND, represented by two ampersand. This and. You use sorry, I just see the chat.
Oh yes, that was me. After you finish with this, you can help me with. I've been trying to get the exercise too,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it's not working. It's not defining functions. Just something might be very simple. Okay, thank you.
That's fine. We will go along with the hands-on, and I think things will be clear for you all. I'm talking about the logical AND. So you use this when you want to show something or nothing at all. On the right, if an error string exists, it renders the error paragraph. If there is no error, it just render nothing and move on. So can you, in the chat, when would you decide to reach for the AND operator instead of writing out a full ternary? Any guesses? When we go for this AND operator and not for this one? Have you any idea? Basically, we use the AND operator when there is no false case. If we use a ternary operator, but leave the false case completely empty, it makes our code harder to read. So the AND operator is just much cleaner. Shortcut, if true, show this, otherwise ignore it. Okay? So this else, we might, if it is empty, we didn't have the else, so we go for the logical AND. One major tip for that, be careful with the logical AND. If the left side of our equation evaluates to a literal number 0, React won't render nothing. It will actually print the number 0. So always ensure that the left side for the AND operator evaluates to a true Boolean, like checking if an array.length is greater than, strictly greater than 0, it returns true or false, rather than checking if array.length exists. Okay? This is note-taking. We have to talk about what happens when things go wrong, and they will go wrong. That's part of being a developer. When we are building a React application, there are three main tools we need. The first is the Vite error overlay. If you make a syntax error, Vite is going to throw a giant red screen up on your browser. Second is the browser console. You should always have your console open while developing. This is where React will send you subtle warnings if you forgot a unique key in a list, for example. And the third is the React Developer tool, browser extension. This gives you exactly what data is being passed around. So there is a common misconception among developers that red screen means my app is broken forever. It doesn't. It just means there is a typo to fix. So when you get an error screen, I want to encourage you to take a breath and read the error carefully. React developers put an enormous amount of effort into their error message. Most of the time, the error won't just tell us that something is broken. It will tell us exactly what file, what line number for that error, and sometimes even it gives us the exact code we need to fix it. So really, really important for the debugging. We debug a lot. We write code less, and we spend a lot of time debugging. So the React developer tool browser extension, if you haven't installed it for Chrome or Firefox, please make sure to do it. I think all of you had this extension by this week end. So we have in we have two tabs, one for the component tab and one for the profiler tab. So an action, I will show you what it looks like. I will run my npm run dev. I make sure that my Vite server is running. So here I inspect. And as I told you, as you know, we have these two new tabs from the React Dev tool, the component tab. I can highlight every component. This is the component tree. I have the app component, under it, the to-do form and to-do list. For us, this is for now, it is static. We have not yet included any props, any special inputs. So basically, this is how we go and navigate the component tree. Okay. I want to review with you some weekly and some Git habits. For me, this is I did the lesson 2. I worked on it, but let's suppose that we just finished our lesson 1. I highly recommend that you make sure you are on the right branch. So I will try to. Is this clear? Can you see my terminal, or I have to zoom in? Okay. So always git statue. This command, this git command, will tells you you are on what branch. Here I am on the lesson 2 component, and if it is in synchronization with GitHub. For us, let's predict, or let's assume that I am in lesson 1 and I submit my pull request and I did the merge. So I go ahead and I write git switch main. This is our main branch. Okay. As you can see, just this is the new command. Before we write git, we wrote git checkout dash b main. The new one is just we write it git switch, and the files here are has changed because I'm now in the main branch. Because we merge our main branch, the second thing we have to do is get pull. So we pull changes from the remote, our GitHub. I did it, so my main branch is already up to date. So this will bring my changes from the week 1, lesson 1. Okay. So basically our app.jsx contains my function with the constant here and return the logic. And the main, we just talk about the strict mode, and I think all this is clear for you now. Basically, we will most part of our time do the coding here. So these steps I wanted to show you because every week you will do exact same steps. You make sure you are on the right branch. Here in my terminal, it might be a little bit different. It is styled because I'm working on Linux. So for you, whatever you are working on in the terminal, just git statue, and it tells you what branch we are working. So for the lesson 2, week 2 assignment or feature, we go ahead and write git switch, and we add this dash c or create, and let's say mentor lesson 2. Now I switch it to a new branch. Okay. And let's see what we have here to do. So I can go ahead. There is anything here to explain?
Excuse me, you say the Git pull is bring back everything from the first assignment to the second? Is that what I understood?
Yes, okay. I will when I switched git switch to the main branch. However, in GitHub, we create a pull request for our changes from we were working on git switch the lesson 1. Yeah, we are working on lesson 1, and we did the command git push dot dash u origin, and we give it a name, the branch lesson 1. Okay, and we push it to GitHub. Now in GitHub, I will show you what this does mean. In my GitHub to-do list, I have one branch, one pull request, which is closed. My lesson 1 setup, my lesson 1 pull request, where I committed a bunch of changes, and I get approved from the reviewer. I did a merge. There was here for my lesson 2. Here I do a pull request for the lesson 2, and I have a green button to merge my pull request to the main branch. Okay. So actually, when we merge this branch, all these changes goes to the main branch. So the main branch in GitHub is different from what main branch is in my local machine. So I have to run a git pull. So I pull changes from GitHub. So I git switch to main, and then I write git pull. So I get the merge into my local machine. If I check this git log and dash one line to be clear, here is I had the lesson 1 setup, my changes, my commits, and it tells me that currently I am in the main branch, and origin main. This is the origin main. That means the GitHub server, the GitHub remote. We are with the mentor lesson 2. All they are on the same commit, which is merge pull request number 1. Does it make sense? This is why we do the git pull, because we have the remote here, GitHub. When we working with, we collaborate with people in a real project. The main branch is the latest, and all the developers work on the main branch. So we make sure that we have the latest modification, latest commit in our main, and from it we switch. We switch to mentor lesson 2. We will work on our lesson 2 assignment, or our whatever fix feature. What we have, we create a new branch to add new feature, to do some modification and do changes. Then we pull request them. Okay.
Okay, but if the assignment hasn't been reviewed, we cannot do the merge and get the pull, right?
Yes, right. Okay, in that case, we can't wait until we merge. We have another choice because we return back to our main git switch. We return back git switch to main, and here is how you can do it safely. Basically, we were on lesson one. So git switch to lesson one setup. Here,
Yeah.
lesson one, I finished. I have git statue. Git statue tells me that I have nothing to commit. So the branch is ready to add the new features, new modification. And from here, I do git switch from this branch and not from the main. So it get all the changes from the lesson one. Okay, git switch.c new lesson 2. Okay, git switch new lesson 2. See with me here. I git log that dash line. I have all my commits and I haven't the merge commit. Can you see it? The head is lesson 2, the origin lesson 1 setup, and
Yeah.
lesson 1 setup, it is synchronized with the lesson 1, but the main branch is not here because I have not the merge commit. So I can safely go and continue my changes. And the trick, if I merge now, let's say, let's work here. Let's work in this lesson. Okay. We have to create a new to do, I guess. Wait, please, I have to check. So we have to create, yes, I think I have to create a to-do list in the source. Here we create a new file, to-do list.jsx. Okay, and we create a new function, our component. Usually I'm used to declare it like that, const to-do list. This is the same. This is the function expression. Okay, it does the same thing. So I have it, and we will return. Oh no, nothing. And we'll export default. Oh. So this is my new component. I have to make sure while I'm coding, I have to go npm run dev. So my Vite server is actually running. This is my to-do. Okay. I have no errors. And let's cut this. And paste it. This to-do list constant, it is before the return because I needed to do some logic here. Okay. While I'm when I remove it, I get this error. Uncaught reference error to-do list is not defined in the app. This is how we debug. We know that error is from our modification. So we can go ahead and cut this and paste it here. Okay. And let's see. If you can see with me, I have H1 and unordered list together, which isn't allowed by React. I have to wrap all these in a fragment or a div. So I will create a fragment, okay, and wrap my code here. So the error will gone. Now it doesn't complain for the to-do list, which was declared and not used. I used the to-do list map to do, and we make sure that the key in the list is here. Everything is okay. And let's move. And what do you think I need to do? So we bring this component to-do list to the app JSX. Can you tell me what we do?
We have to import to-do
Yes.
list.
Yes, we have to import it. So we import our to-do list. And when we import it, we can use it in our div. Just make sure that we close the tag. Always we backslash and close the tag. So we save it. Here you can see I have some prettier config that automatically for the styles. I do not use the double quote, single quote, and the spaces for the consistency, to be consistent and to look better and nice. Now my app, if I refresh, I can see my app and my to-do list component like before, the same thing. Now let's see. As you can see, to exit, I use Command C to exit the server. And the first thing I will do is git statue. So now I'm on branch new lesson 2. I have app JSX under source folder modified and a new file which is not included. So I have to track all these. Git add -a. I use it to write -a and not dot, because in big project we can change the directory and we can miss some files to not be staged. So git statue. Here the changes are ready are staged and ready to commit. I will go ahead and git commit dash m. Okay. And let's say this creates the to-do list. Okay, component. Here is the point. I did these steps to explain and show you real world situation. This new branch, we check out, we created from the lesson one, okay? And we can see git log -- one line. We can see we have the lesson one branch and commit, and this is the lesson two. But we finally we merged the main branch changed. If we check out, we switch to main, and we see the git log one line. We have the main branch has some new features, some changes. I am currently working on git switch on new lesson 2. So to get the new changes and for my branch to be up to date, simply I have to write this one, git rebase main. So I will tell git, please make sure that this new lesson is up in the main branch. It goes the new modification. What I did goes on top of the main branch. So before I do this git rebase, I make sure that everything is working, and I double check. I git switch to main. Okay, I git pull. So I fetch all, if there is any new changes, it will download any new changes, which is the new merge for the main. Then I return back to my lesson 2, and I tell git, please git rebase main. It will take the changes from main, successfully rebased and updated the references. So if I see git log one line, by magic, and I'm confident, here my new branch, my lesson one branch assignment, these my commits, and then the main branch remote in GitHub, and my mentor lesson, which I made it previously from the main branch, the same, and the main branch in my local machine. All these 3 branches are at the same commit. And I have my new lesson 2 branch with my changes. So like that, I can continue working on the week 2 and lesson 2 without worrying about the merge, and I don't have to wait or waste my time. So basically what I did, from the lesson 1 branch, I check out, or I switch and created the new lesson 2. I continue my changes, and when the main branch get new features, is modified, I check out to the main, I write git pull, and then switch back to my new branch that I'm working on, and I did git rebase. So I think I was, this is not too much. I can recapitulate for you. I am on lesson, oh, git switch, lesson 1. Okay, I'm on lesson 1. I did my git push.view origin and that. I pushed my lesson, git statue. The lesson 1 is clear. I have nothing to commit. I go ahead and continue. Yes, that's it. From the lesson 1, like Olana said, from the lesson 1, I git switch dash C to create a new lesson 2, and I work on my new branch for lesson 2. When my assignment gets approved and I merge it, I have to I can't check if my branch has anything to any changes. I do this command git fetch. This will tell Git, please check if there is any changes in my branches, in my local, if main has any changes or other thing. It will shows you that the main branch get a new merge commit. So for that, the steps is straightforward. I go back to the git switch main, git pull, and then git switch to my current new lesson and git rebase main. And that's it. My lesson 2 branch is up to date, and I can continue my assignment, my work. And after I finish that, I can pull request to GitHub, and I repeated twice. So if any of these steps is not clear, just ask me, please.
All right. Do you have a time for my
for the exercise? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's see the exercise.
please.
With
Thank you.
pleasure. I think everyone will. I have, let's say, 15 minutes. But please, if anyone didn't write down his name, just do a favor for me. This is easier for me to take note for the attendance. Please write down your full name in the chat, because I have to get to refer your that to for this session. Okay. Hmm. Excuse me one moment, just I have to make sure I am working. Okay. I think you are talking about the curriculum V4 exercises. And this is the instruction. Let's see what we have here. As always, I make sure that my terminal is here. Okay. So donc, so we do git switch .c mentor listen to and npm run dev. Okay, Olana. So just a quick 10 minutes. So your boiling React is here. The snack list to sorted. Yes, that's it.
Yes, sir, that's
But
it.
yeah, but I don't find my mistake. I know I've been dealing with this, but still I get it. You want me to share?
No,
Mhm.
for your assignment, you can check out the one-to-one mentor. Here we try to everybody get get benefit from the group session. So
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
trying
fine.
to explain what to sort it, how to the snack list for all of you, how to resolve this. Here, I declare
The
the
snaps.
the snacks before the return, and I do the logic before the return, and I save it in a sorted snack. Then I can use it and map over there. You.
In the snack list. Okay, I see.
So
I see.
to sorted, it will this function method, it will create a new array. So I will store it in a new constant.
Okay.
From I sort the snack array. We this is basic A and B, an arrow function, dot rank, because we here have the rank, have name and rank. We want to sort them by rank. And once we have this new array, we map over them. All right.
Another thing, we have to create an app because it's telling me that the snack ranking it hasn't been defined. So it has to be in the student work or has to create a new app for that because that is my ID both, but nothing is working.
So for your specific homework, I highly recommend you to check out our one-to-one mentor
and
because here,
I did it today, but it didn't come up. It didn't show up. So and
basically, I will uh, give you the core idea. We don't want you to get the solution, but you get the why and how we do this. So you have the problem solving. Okay. In our instruction, they told us we have component snack header, a component snack list, and snack footer, right? And all of these must be in our snack app. You see? So we create a new snack app. We import the full header, snack list, and footer. And then these components, we declare a new function, snack app, and return fragments and the three components together, and we export that. So this is the bridge. We have three components, snack footer, snack header, and snack list. Each one have only one task to do. The footer, it return one thing only. It doesn't care what the header do. Okay? So these three components, we import them all and return them as a new component. And then in our student work, we import the snack app under the div. I wish that makes sense to you.
I have all that problem mostly, but still, I don't know. I
Okay,
tried. Thank you very much.
with pleasure. I am so pleased to be your host today, and thank you all for coming and joining me. See you next week, and hard luck and hard work. Happy coding.
Thank you.